Welcome to another episode of RELICS RADIO. This is a family-friendly show, so the entire family can join us as we talk metal detecting, relic, and treasure hunting. You can also call into the show at 270-495-0315 or join in the chat and post any comments or questions you might have. RELICS RADIO is also now syndicated on the Cutting Edge Radio Network and is broadcast around the world. You're listening to RELICS Radio of Southern Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. And you are listening to another episode of RELICS Radio. I want to welcome all of our Spreaker listeners and everybody that's in the chat. I tell you what, chat's going crazy right now. And I'm giddy too. I've got myself bungee cord into my seat to keep me seated tonight. I'm really looking forward to this show. But we also want to welcome all of our syndicated listeners that are tuning in through the Cutting Edge Radio Network, wherever you are at in the world. And we know that not everybody can listen to the show live, and that's the beauty of archive. And so we want to welcome all of our archive listeners that will be catching this show after the fact, whether you pick it up on the Spreaker app or iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, wherever you get your podcast. We're going to be there because we are the world-famous RELICS Radio. And yes, we're fixing to give away a detector tonight. Man, I tell you what, I am so excited about this. Been looking forward to this show for some time. Got a great guest and got a great show lined up. Now, we're gonna do the giveaway later in the show, probably at the end of the third segment, somewhere around there. We're hoping to have Delik Ganyale on a little bit later in the show, around 8:45, but don't know. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning for her. But hopefully she will do that. But I tell you what, we do have a great guest on tonight. We got Dwight Colon. What's going on tonight, Dwight?
How you doing, sir? Good evening, everybody.
I'm just doing great. Are you as excited as I am?
Sir, I'm trying to hold myself to the seat as well. The bungees are on me as well.
You know, I can't imagine sitting wherever all of these people that are listening, sitting there and wondering, are they going to draw my name? Are they going to draw my name? Let me tell you, Dwight, what I did on this. We had 201 entries. That's the biggest that we've had. And I think it's because it was the Simplex that we're giving away. Maybe because the show has grown over the past 2 years plus. But anyway, 201 entries. And, there were some things that people had to do. You had to, first of all, comment Nokta Makro Simplex. We want that to be a household phrase. We want everybody to know that. Nokta Makro Simplex. So they had to say that. And then they had to share the contest post on Facebook. And then they had to follow the show here at RELICS Radio by going to the Spreaker app and doing that. So I ran the random number generator, and I pulled out 5 people, and I've got those 5 people in an envelope. Now, I don't know who is in what envelope, and you will verify. You and I have not talked about names or anything, have we?
Yes, sir. We haven't talked about any names, and I'm excited about giving away a Nokta Makro Simplex. that's a hot machine. So somebody lucky is going to be winning one.
Yes, they are. Man, I tell you what, it's going to be a good Christmas it's going to be a good Christmas for me too, because, I get as much enjoyment out of giving something as I do getting something, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Giving away is like, it's a gift in its own. It's every time when you give something away, you're giving away a smile to somebody. And they just enjoy that. The people love that, and so do a lot of the detective community. When we're just such a big family, so it's just awesome to give away stuff.
It is. And then, the great part about it, I donated a detector that the great Christmas giveaway that Barb, the Dirt Pirate, her and Josh Kimmel and Chuck Smalley put that thing on. And I donated one last year, and I donated another one this year. And I can't wait to get a picture of that kid that won that detector, just like I can't wait tonight. And I didn't donate this. Now, Nokta Makro donated this, Dilik Ganule, and Nokta Makro, and you're associated with them, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But first of all, Dwight, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into, what interested you into getting into detecting?
Oh, man. Started in 2007. It happened out of kind of like, I would say, as a blessing and something to see for the future. I just saw the future in it, and I just enjoyed it. Me and my roommate, Christopher, we were living together, and we came home from a night of hanging out, and we were just talking about a lot of different things. And one of our favorite movies was Into the Blue. And we were just watching it, nothing about just thinking about treasure hunting. And sure enough, it got us into it. 2007 was a great year for the name of course, coming out. We just thought of a cool name. And after that, we just did a lot of research on metal detecting, and then realized that Kellyco was like 30 minutes from our house. So we just had to make the mad dash to the store. And once we got the first detector in our hands, I was detecting 24 hours straight. The first time I ever metal detected, we went to Cocoa Beach, and it was for 24 hours straight. Best thing I've ever did. And that was it. Hooked on it ever since.
Yeah, I tell you what, it just has a way of grabbing you, doesn't it? And it just, it kind of closes your eyes to it's an escape. There's so much with your job and all the pressures of life and everything. But if you're like me, whenever you get out there, you put the headphones on, if you use headphones, or you're listening to those signals and everything, and you just kind of put all that stuff on the back burner. Now, that doesn't mean, guys, that you can quit your job and quit all your responsibilities and everything and just detect for the rest of your life. But it is an escape every now and then, isn't it, Dwight?
Oh, I love metal detecting. Every day, I have a beautiful location where I metal detect. We're close to some historic locations, and so I drop the kids off in the morning. And, I'm actually one of those people that took that route, what you were talking about. The first time I metal detected, I knew that I had something in my hands that I loved, and I wanted to keep on doing. And I had a good support system, my wife, my friends, my family. I told everybody, I was one of those hard workers. I would go into work from open to close with my old company for many, many years. And when I found metal detecting, I literally told him, I remember going into work and telling my boss, hey, I think I'm going to start metal detecting for the rest of my life. He laughed, and we all giggled. But at the same time, I just felt like I just had a passion for it. It brought out the real me. It brought out the exciting part of what there is. I love history. And I was able to find a lot of good history the first times going out. We did a lot of the beach treasure coasting. So we went down to Treasure Coast of Florida, and we just walked up and down, found tons and tons of relics. And after we did so much research on where we were at, it was just hand to hand on what we were doing. It was just a perfect thing, and metal detecting just took over. And I mean, I enjoy it. I love it. I enjoy waking up every day and going to the spots that I have. Like I said, we're in a historic location, so Kissimmee is one of my favorite spots to hunt. I help out with the community, and we rock and roll, so I get a lot of permissions. That's that's kind of the thing. We get in a historic area, we're allowed to dig in these beautiful old historic homes. So that keeps me going. I'm in a great spot. So metal detecting every day, rise and grind.
Yeah, and every now and then I'll get a notification if I've got my phone or I'm up here in the office or the studio or something that you've gone live, and I tell you what, if I'm having a bad day, all I got to do is just watch one of your live videos. You are so passionate, and you just can't keep from smiling whenever you see you on a live Facebook feed having anything to do with metal detecting. You just radiate, don't you?
Yeah, smiles are very important, man. That's the biggest, freest thing that you can give to anybody is a smile. I could give a smile to anybody, and that usually, I love my smile. So I love just, and it's awesome. I mean, again, when you're out there metal detecting, I'm not the one that wants to be quiet. I enjoy metal detecting. Like, I feel that it's like an outdoor adventure. So while I'm out there, I want to have the most fun that I can have today while I'm digging up goodies. If I dig up 1,000 cans, I have 1,000 times that my heart was racing that I was going to dig up something amazing. So that just falls into it where just tons of fun. It is. And, a lot of people put way too much pressure on themselves. I've done that before. I set a goal here 2 or 3 years ago that I was going to do a video every week. Now, I missed this week. I didn't get one out, but I probably hadn't missed in close to a year. But you find yourself pushing yourself to a point that it kind of ceases to be fun. And so I have to remind myself each time that I go out, I just want to find one good relic. I don't, it doesn't have to be anything extraordinary. I don't have to go out and find a real, or I don't have to go out and find a Civil War bullet. I can find a suspender clip or anything, but I tune myself into, you're going to go out and you're going to work hard, and if you get one relic, you're successful. And if you get more, it's a bonus. And, you just kind of live by that rule, and then I very seldom come home disappointed. Yeah, that's the same thing. I record, if somebody was to go through my phone, any videographer out there, I have about 1,000 hours of videos. And I enjoy metal detecting so much that my live video is my video to everybody. That is something that I could have went the YouTube route a lot. I still post videos on YouTube, but I like to interact with the crowd. I mean, when I find something, I want to show everybody. Yeah. It's something that I just feel it's not just for me. I'm like a historical society on the move. I'm like a mobile historical society. I want everybody to see what we found. And that's why I usually tag a lot of these places, too, just to let them know, because, I don't make my ways always to the historical societies of the towns that I'm in. So I let them know. I'll even contact them directly. I found this piece of history. Would you folks like it for your setting? I don't try to hide anything good. I want everybody to know that there's tons of relics everywhere. We all post almost the same things, but it's just if you love it, and show it. Don't be ashamed to post your finds. Don't be ashamed to show your expression for metal detecting. At first, I was very quiet, and then I realized that I love it so much that I want the world to know. Like, I need everybody to know how fun metal detecting is.
And I tell you what, that translates in everything that you do. Like I said, you just radiate, and you feel that. And I think that you are like me. It's not the going out and finding something to get rich, or it's really not going out and finding something to add into a collection. I am more than happy if I go to a place and if the landowner lets me metal detect on their spot there, and I pull out some history, especially history that has something to do with their past or their family or something, I'm excited to give that to them. And because it's a keepsake, they are more appreciative of it than I would be, and I've already had the fun. I dug it out of the ground. I got the signal, and then there's an anticipation. Then you dig it, then you see it, then you film it. And what's better than that? I mean, you don't need to bring the relic and stick it in a drawer or something. Give it to the people. Let them enjoy it.
That's exactly what I tell the landowners, too. When I get the permissions, I say, my enjoyment is finding it, documenting it, and then you have the choice of, do you want it? Or do you want me to take it and put it? Because they already see how much I love it, so they're already like, "Oh, you really enjoy doing this." I'm like, "Yes, this is the most fun I've had all day is metal detecting." And so they really, I let them know, "Hey, if there's anything that you want, it's all yours. I already had the enjoyment of documenting it. I'll have this memory forever." And usually that's when the people, they want to give you this stuff. A lot of the homeowners, I've realized, they don't want anything. They didn't even realize that there was anything underneath their ground. They didn't realize that their property had any of these relics on there. So when you show them, they are just like, wow, you really came to my property and you found what you were looking for. Yep. Congratulations. You get to keep it, sir.
And it excites them too. Hey, Dwight, I need to run a commercial. We'll be right back in just a moment. We are very excited to announce that Calico Metal Detectors is now the major sponsor of RELICS Radio. Calico Metal Detectors has provided customers with the best metal detectors and accessories for over 60 years, and they offer the largest selection and best deals on metal detectors guaranteed. Calico Metal Detectors features only the very best of treasure hunting equipment that'll help you find coins, rings, jewelry, and relics both on land and underwater. From gold pans to metal detectors, they carry the hottest selling products on the market. And Calico is just a phone call away, before, during, or after the purchase. You can call them at 855-246-2586 or visit the website at www.calicodetectors.com. And by the way, RELICS Radio is an affiliate with Calico, so if you are in the market for a metal detector, maybe a new coil, maybe some digging tools, maybe a fishing magnet, anything that you need, be sure and reach out to me. Just send me an email at diggingwith7, all one word, at gmail.com. That's diggingwith7 at gmail.com, and I'll get you hooked up. Hey, Dwight, you are a member of a group called the New Age Goonies, right?
Oh, yes, sir. We are the CEO founders. Yes, sir.
And he's saying that because he's got Christopher in the room with him, and I understand that you guys started this club, didn't you?
Absolutely. It's been a long time coming, and it's amazing how long we still have to go in the future.
Yeah. How did that all come about? First of all, how did you come about the name, choosing that name?
Well, it was so funny. We were actually, like I said, we had a long night. We went out. We came home. We were sitting on the couch just looking at stuff. I forget, just talking about different things. And then we talked about treasure hunting. And we always called ourselves the Goonies when we were younger, of course, our friends growing up. And I don't know. I just remember looking at Chris and saying it loud and proud too. I just said it to you.
Yeah, and I mean, it was one thing that it was kind of like, okay, this could stick for a little bit. Let's get a feel for it. And then before we knew it, it actually blew up to, I mean, the way we look at it as the dynasty it is now.
Yeah, yeah. Who all is members in that?
We have a bunch of members. I mean, all of our members from the group, just to not get specific to names, we have quite a few members that are our core members. We have Gordon, we have Michael, we have Big Billy King, Thomas, we have Mr. Gary, we have Christopher. There's just so many of us out there. And we have so many members that I'm forgetting all their names right now. Yeah. Because there's just so many of us that I love. And this is another thing. Every member on this page, it's a family. I mean, even to a member I've never spoke to, when you join this group, you join the family. And what that means is we are there. We enjoy what we do. We love when people post finds. Everything that people post, there is nothing that's too little or too big. Everything on that page, it's just a great feeling to wake up and see something that we planted 13 years ago into the big tree it is now. So New Age Goonies was just something that we thought of. The name, it clicked. It made sense to all our family and friends. And a lot of people loved it. Once we branded it on the clothes and we started putting it everywhere, we had everywhere we go. I mean, you get people walking up to us, New Age Goonies. Oh, dude, oh my goodness, are you guys part of the movie, or what is this? and you know, Christopher's big, man. So when we're walking around, they're like, dude, who are you guys? So, and Orlando, Florida, we're blessed to be in the Sunshine State. That's another plus of what we are doing. You know, we get fool around hunting. So when it's cool, we're at the beach. When it's hot, we're in, you know, certain areas. We're kayaking, we're diving. We're blessed to be treasure salvage. Who do we do? What do we do on the things for the treasure salvage? Who do we work with? We're with
Caribbean treasure solvers.
So when we're diving with these gentlemen, we go out there. We're privileged to do all aspects of treasure hunting. Yep. That was one thing that the New Age Goonies was actually formed for. Because we have the main page, New Age Goonies Adventures, is the original page.
Right.
That one was the one that had set out for everybody to, you know, that's what we were looking for, but that was more personable to us. Then we figured, hey, everybody's New Age Goonies, because that's why it has that. That's the entire Goonies, you know. Yep. And when we did it, it just made sense to build this group and have everybody involved. So, you know, New Age Goonies, we're blessed to have it, and we're blessed to have everybody a part of it. Especially to be on the show is something amazing. You know, hearing the people, being on a talk show with you, sir, it's just something that we've always looked forward to. And then as it keeps on growing, we understand that we're doing exactly what we were told to do from our vision.
Yeah. Yeah, and you've been very successful, and I think it's your personality that has a lot to do with it, but just the group of guys that you got around you there. And for those of you that don't know, Christopher O'Connell is in the room with Dwight, and Dwight told me, he said, I had Christopher come over because he said I needed the support, you know, and I'm gonna have Christopher on sometime. I think in February is what we're looking at now.
Yeah. That's what we're looking at, right?
Yeah, he's a Florida scuba hunter on YouTube, and so he's chiming in every once in a while there to kind of keep Dwight going. Hey guys, Gordon is in your group too, and I understand that Gordon just recently had surgery. Is that correct?
No, I'm not sure if he has.
No, he's going in.
He's getting set up. He's actually, we just saw each other. We were just at a wrestling event this last weekend, so we had some talking. I know we have a lot of design stuff that we were working on, and that's all coming back into play. He's getting better. Everything is rocking and rolling with him. He looked great, so we can't wait for Mr. Gordon to get back into action.
And he put in the chat here, January the 2nd. Hey, Gordon, you are in our prayers. We hope that surgery is extremely successful and that you get back out on your feet. I was introduced to Gordon by the time we started this show, I guess, because of the token page. I was finding a few tokens, and he helped me out on some of those, trying to get an ID and what have you. Now, is that guy an artist or what?
He's amazing. He's so top notch. There's so many logos that I have still. That's the thing about the branding part, is we've worked and have so much stuff aside that we have that is going to be coming out this year. He is one of the most talented designers, and he works with you. The thing is that me and Gordon, we click. We have the same. We grew up in the era of what we love of you know, like the hip hop and all that kind of stuff. We come from that same era, so it's kind of cool that we both are treasure hunters and look into that vision. So when I come up and say something to Gordon, I'm like, Gordon, I'm thinking of this. And I'm like, no, never mind. That's a little too crazy. He's like, no, I can do it. He's like, I got it. Don't worry. I got that. So I enjoy working with Gordon. He is a big part of the group. He just needs some time to relax, and he's going to come strong for 2020. We have so many great things coming out for everybody. And like you said, prayers for him, but he's rocking and rolling. Mr. Gordon is ready to go.
That's great. And like I said, we wish you, Gordon, the best. And good to see you in the chat there tonight. And also, another point that I wanted to bring up, I think most everybody knows it, but you were named a Nokta Makro Nomad, correct?
Yes, sir. Woo-hoo! I was super excited about that. Oh, yeah.
That is quite an honor, isn't it?
Oh, it's such an honor to be a part of Nokta Makro and their team, the Nomads, the team Nomads. They are an amazing group of people. Nokta Makro has been in our eyes for a very long time. Christopher actually used to work at Kelly Co., and he used to put the Nokta Makro on me all the time. He gave me when they came out, he would tell me, "Boy, you got to look at these machines. You got to look at these machines." And then when we went to the CWPPO, I actually brought out the Nokta Force Relic and the Racer 2, those two machines with me out there. I fell in love with the Nokta Force Relic. After that, I was like, all right, I was swinging a ton of different machines, which I liked. I enjoyed every company. And I tried this machine, and they just had different things that we wanted to see in our future product, not at that moment, but in our future product. And they were thinking about these things, putting them out there. And, Mark Hoover is the one who actually contacted me. He said, Dwight, I think Florida, they're looking for somebody, and I think you would be the right person for them. You swing their detectors, you know about their machines, and just let me know what you think about it. And sure enough, I didn't need to think too long. It took me about 20 minutes to say yes or no. Went into, talked to my wife, of course, talked to my brother Christopher, and I just, we knew where the future was going with their machines and the type of quality, and especially the quality of machines for the price points that they were bringing. We knew that something was happening, and it was just an honor. And D-Lec is just one of the best to talk to, the best to be around. Her energy, if you love my energy, you have to meet Ms. D-Lec in person. She is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, she's like the Energizer Bunny. There's no doubt about it. And she is very passionate. But, from what I get, and I've had the opportunity never to meet her in person, but to talk to her. And the last, we gave a Simplex away earlier in the year, and she was on the show then, and she said we will give one away for Christmas, just prior to Christmas, which set up this giveaway here for tonight. But in just talking to her, and I think that you will agree with me, her passion is producing a product that the community wants and needs, that meets their needs. Am I correct in that?
Sir, you nailed it. What she and Nokta Makro are doing this is what I tell people about when they came out with the Simplex. When we first started detecting 13 years ago, we wanted a high-end detector. So our first purchase of a detector was $1,300. And when we got our detector, it was just like, okay, you have to have the best. After that, it went to the E-Tracks, ATs, all these expensive machines. And we purchased all of them, though, because we knew that they were great quality and everything. When they announced the Simplex machine and for the price point, I was a little bit like, okay, this is a little different, but we'll see what we get when it comes in the box, okay? When I unboxed this unit, I knew right then and there, metal detecting for the world has changed. And the reason being is because now you don't have to hide this from your wife. You don't have to hide a machine. You don't have to save up for a couple of months. You don't have to save up for a year to get a quality machine. This machine out the door, you're getting a beast of a unit. And that coming from me, who swung everything. You name it, I've swung it, and I've actually learned those units. So me saying this and me backing a company is kind of rare. 13 years in the thing and actually saying I'm going to stick with the company. This company had to have something that the future holds, and that's what I believe about Nokta Makro. They're going to be the future of metal detecting for what's coming out, and I'm honored to be a part of this team, part of the, like I said, the Nomad family. You guys are all rocking. Congratulations, and ladies.
Yeah. Hey, Dwight, we need to run another commercial, pay some bills here, and we'll be right back. You know, T-shirts are a perfect way to get your brand recognized, whether you're talking about a business, a club, a sports team, your YouTube channel, or whatever. But you may have asked, where can I get quality, affordable shirts on demand? Well, I'm glad you asked. RELICS RADIO uses DetectTees.com for all of our T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies. That's DetectTees.com. Ken and Mark Guthrie make quality shirts that last, they ship quick, and best of all, they're affordable. So if you need customized apparel, then go to DetectTees.com and be sure and tell them that RELICS Radio sent you. Longtime sponsor of RELICS Radio, the very first sponsor that RELICS Radio had, and Ken and Mark reached out to the show and wanted to sponsor us, and we were more than delighted to do that, and love the relationship that we have with those guys. And I tell you what, if you've got any kind of apparel needs, then call them. I just I've got a chance to catch the chat, and I'll tell you what, guys, it is hard to do all of this completely by yourself. But Mark Thomas, some way, somehow, put in DetectTees.com backwards and upside down. I got vertigo there for a minute looking at that. I tell you what, they are messing with me. Dwight, getting back to the Simplex, and guys, we're probably just about 14 minutes from starting the contest. A little bit over that, I guess, maybe 15, 16 minutes. But you hang on, because you're going to have to be live, and you're going to have to call in if we call your name out. You know, whenever I looked at this machine initially, and Delix sent me a lot of information on it and everything, and the more that I looked at it, the more impressed I was. And then I got to see one and use one in the field. I was even more impressed. And I have made the statement that this metal detector is going to be a game changer. It's going to force all of the other manufacturers to a higher standard and a lower price.
Yes, that's exactly what this unit, speaking with Delec, and I was with her. I was actually with her at DEMA, which we had a great time. We were actually introducing the pulse dive to a lot of the diving people out there, and so many people ordered Simplexes that were old metal detectors, and right when they walked up to the booth, they're like, "Oh yeah, we do metal detecting." We put the unit in their hand. Right when they lifted it, this is so light. Gave them the price while they're with their wife. It was like, I can actually tell you the actual price of this, sir, and she's not going to hit you behind your head and tell you to come on. She's going to tell you how much, and then say, "Oh, we can afford that one." That was exactly what was happening at DEMA. And, you got so many great things about this unit. I just want to point out something about this unit that I just fell in love with. The lightweight and the LED backlight. So the Racer 2, I believe that was the one that had the backlight. I remember using that. No, as a matter of fact, it was the Force Relic. The Force Relic had it on the trigger part. That detector had the LED light. I didn't realize how much that I needed that LED light when I had the machine with it. I was at my honey hole until about 9 o'clock at night, still digging. The targets were coming up clear with the LED. As I sat down the unit, I would just place it right in front of me. And it kind of gave me that feeling that now I can just keep on detecting. My arms are not tired. I still want to keep on going. Just because it's getting a little dark outside, I don't have to rush home because I'm walking through the field in the dark. I mean, I'm not telling everybody to go out in the woods at night, but at the same time, if you want to go detecting at a place, even the beach, I was out there with the unit with the LED only. I didn't have no head unit, no headlight, no type of flashlight, the detector only, and I had one of my best times out there. So it just has so many great features, and for the price point, it was really good. I love the machine. I took it out my first day. The first day I took it to land, I found my first coin, and I'm talking about first 2 minutes. I found an Indian head. I found a silver bracelet. I found 2 Wheaties, and this was a place that me and all my guys were at plenty of times, and it took me the first 2 minutes to go in the same area we dug. So I knew something was different, and especially the unit I had in my hand. So I love it. I love the Simplex.
Yeah, I can tell that you do. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, and I'm hearing the same thing from almost everybody, and I know that at some of these events, they're setting up a tent where Nokta Makro is attending an event, and then they will let you. They've got some things buried at certain depths. They will let you bring whatever metal detector that you're using, whether you're using a Garrett or whether you're using a White's or Mind Lab or whatever. Bring your detector in, make a comparison, see how your detector works on this test garden, and then try the Simplex. And a lot of people were absolutely amazed at how the Simplex performed, outdoing some of their machines, to say the least.
The Simplex is such a phenomenal unit. That's the thing. It's competing with, I wanted to say this. We compare it to all these high-end machines, but we don't look at it as the price point, though. We say, but we compare it to this machine. Yeah, that is an honor to be compared to these machines. Did you see how much I paid for this machine?
Right.
It's like, when you get into metal detecting, you want to get something that doesn't break the bank, because we don't know what we're going to be doing. We don't know if this is a one-day thing or it's going to be a lifetime thing. And you don't want to break the bank when you come in. And now you want to know, I'm getting a unit that is going to be hanging with the big guys, with the big dogs. Like me personally, I feel I'm Mr. Rise and Grind. I love metal detecting. This is what I do. I love the machine. Anybody wants to come out and just test out the unit, they are more than welcome to come out with me. That's the best part about metal detecting, is we're family. So if you want to see it in action, you're more than welcome to. All my finds speak for themselves. And we love people who are getting into the hobby. That's the new thing, is capturing the people who are new to the hobby, because now they actually can come in and not worry about a lot of things that they used to worry about. And one of the main things, and I'll tell you right now, me having 5 children, you got to understand that sometimes you can't get these machines. You can't. And now that this company has bid what they're doing with these new units, and especially with the price point to bring them down and making these the old metal detecting companies work for their stuff, that's what's the best part about it. Because you know that your company, whatever company you're dealing with, now they have to come correct.
That's right. Yeah, it's a win-win for the consumer, because competition is what drives prices down. It drives quality up, and that's why I said that this machine, very early on looking at it and then being able to put my hands on it and being able to see it in action in the field, just confirmed what I already thought. This is going to be a game changer. Now, is it the perfect detector for everything? No, there's no detector that you're going to find that is perfect for everything.
Exactly.
You're gonna have a detector that will have certain strengths. But I'm going to tell you something. For a day in, day out, one detector person, if you could only have one, this thing right here, you can hunt on dry land, you can hunt on the water, in the water with the thing. You know, that's what blew me away is this kind of price range, this kind of quality. And Dwight, it's waterproof.
I was in Miami Beach having a blast with the Simplex. That machine it's for all type of situation. And it's so, the thing with these machines are, like the Simplex, you can take it everywhere. You can break it down and put it in your backpack and walk somewhere. And if you find a great spot, you do. It's not there. It feels like these machines are not there. They're so light. You don't have to worry about, am I going to honk out this bad boy and then walk it back? I was able to take this into lakes. I was just kayaking with it. And I just wanted to see how it ran underwater. I was just dragging the bad boy under there to see how it takes little bumps and everything. It's a beast of a unit. It's submersible to what, 15 feet, I think, 10 feet? Yeah, 10 feet of water. I mean, this is it. Now, if you hunt lakes and you are one of those people that like to, go kayaking and all, you can put this unit and slide it down. It's compactable. You can put this bad boy on the back of your kayak and not worry about it. It's not going anywhere, and it's not going to take up too much space. So that's what I love about it. In the water, on my first day in Miami Beach, I found so many great relics. Yep. So many great relics.
And you've used one for what now? A little over a month, I guess, maybe a couple of months that you've used one.
A couple of months. Yep. I actually got the unit when they first started shipping. I think that I don't want to say the first unit because it's not that, but one of the first units to come to the U.S. was in my hand. Yeah.
Yeah. And for those people that don't know, what programs come with that? I mean, I know that there's
you have all metal, you have field, you have park, and you have beach mode with it, sir.
Okay. Talk about each one of those that you've used and where you would use them, what their strengths are, and what have you.
Okay, so me, I'm very simple with metal detecting, and anybody who's seen me detect will tell you this. I'm a turn on and go. I don't like to get all crazy into deep. So if you see all my relics, guys, believe it or not, this is all turn on and go with a little ground balance. And I'm telling you guys that right now, no, nothing. So with these things, so with all metal mode, I really didn't work too much with it. On field mode, I was loving it. I would just start off on the first mode, ground balance it, and that's how I would run it. So field mode and beach mode, excellent modes, especially the beach. I was on dry sand and in the wet sand, and I was using the beach mode, had no issue, just ground balance while I got to the wet sand, and it was a sweet beauty from there. The field mode, that's exactly what I hunt on. I just go, turn on the machine, right when it starts. I ground balance the unit, and then I start detecting from there, sir. So there hasn't been too much that I switched around. All metal, yes, a little here and there. I've dug a lot of my honey holes, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything else there. So I did a lot of the field and beach mode, sir.
Yeah. And, there's places where you would use all metal. And then obviously there's places where you're going to go into the beach mode because, I don't live close to the beach, but once or twice a year we go to the beach. And I know that a machine has a lot of trouble coming out of almost any machine can hunt the dry sand. And yeah. But when you go from the dry sand into the wet sand and into the water, whenever you're putting the machine through those different transitions, it is really hard on most machines. Most machines can't do that. But
I've seen some great units have issues with from where I've seen detecting on the wet sand and all that. And I mean, great machines. When I took the Simplex out, I kind of went live on a couple of my videos. So my videos were there to show exactly the noise that it was making. One thing about these machines, and D-Lec have pointed out, I believe these were on the 12 kilohertz. That's what they run on, is 12. And when people got to understand about these machines, it's a very sensitive machine. If it tells you there's a target there, dig it. If you get I hear something, there's a target there. This machine speaks to you. That's that's what I like about the Simplex. I love about the Amphibio. The Amphibio, I fell in love with it just again. I just took it out 2 days ago. and I just fell in love with it. I always go on, 3 tones, 1 tone, deep mode. Then I finally put it on this 1 tone called 4 tones. And I was like, oh my goodness. I couldn't believe the depth I was getting out of this machine, and the target so clear. I mean, we're talking about going back over areas that we've hammered. That's how I like to test the machine. Me, the way when I get a unit in, I want to take it to a place, it's kind of like the bone dry pit, I call it. It's like where there should be nothing left. There shouldn't be not a nail in this place. I've been digging this place for 10 years. There shouldn't be nothing. When I get a unit, that's where I usually take it. And my guys will tell you, these units are great. They're great. They're proving to what they're supposed to do, and they're finding some good relics. So I really enjoy detecting, especially my area. I'm living in a historical area, so I get some great finds from here and there.
Yeah. Hey, Dwight, we need to run one more commercial, and then we'll be commercial free for the rest of the show. Be right back. If you want to keep up with what's going on in the metal detecting world, then you need to be a subscriber to American Digger magazine. Butch and Anita Holcomb are the publishers of the magazine and have won awards for 3 straight years for being the best digger magazine on the market. American Digger magazine is available in both print and digital formats, so no matter where you live in the world, you can enjoy the latest happenings in the hobby. You can get in touch with American Digger magazine by going to americandigger.com or give them a call at 770-362-8671. And be sure and tell them that you heard it on RELICS Radio. I'm going to have to take some seasick medicine because of Mark Thomas putting. I don't know how you're doing that, but I tell you what, whenever I go to read it, I think there's somebody from Czechoslovakia or Ukraine in here typing something crazy. But hey, guys, I am the producer and also one of the co-hosts of American Digger's Relic Roundup on Monday night with Butch Holcomb and Jeff Lubert. And just want to throw this plug in as well. We're going to be at the Charleston, South Carolina. Actually, it's the Mount Pleasant, South Carolina Relic Show, January the 4th and the 5th. The whole Relic Roundup crew is going to be there. It's at the Omar Shrine Temple. That's at 176 Patriot Point Road in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And again, that's January 4th and 5th. This is the 3rd year that American Digger is doing this show there. I had the opportunity to be there last year, and it's a great show. So if you're in the area, be sure and stop by and holler. Let me shake your hand. And Dwight, I think everybody is about ready to see who's going to be a winner. What do you think?
I think it's rise and grind time. Let's go. You better be on to win this bad boy because we're excited to give it away.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I just been giddy all afternoon. I get that way whenever we're about to give something away, because I know that whenever somebody gets this, they are going to be, pleased that they won. There's no doubt about that. But they're also going to be so excited whenever they get this thing out in the field, and then they see. And I just added D-Lick in. D-Lick, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, great. Didn't know. I know it's really, really early, and I've got your buddy, your nomad, Mr. Dwight Colon on. Say hi to him.
Hi, Dwight.
Good evening, Ms. D-Lick. How are you?
Good. Well, evening. Well, it's almost 5 a.m. here.
Oh, good morning.
How you doing?
We are doing great. We are just now about ready to, me and Dwight were talking, and we did this time what we did the last time. We had everybody, and when we designed the contest, we put the post up on Facebook on RELICS Radio's Facebook group page, and you had to comment Nokta Makro Simplex. We want that to be a household phrase. So everybody had to say it. Everybody had to write it. And so they wrote that in. Then I gave them a number, and I said, now you've got to share this post with someone. Share it several times if you want to, and some people did share it several times. And then be sure and go and click and follow RELICS Radio. Well, I ran a random number generator. We had 201 entries this morning, cut it off early this morning. And I ran those through the number generator, and we've got 5 envelopes here. And Dwight is going to pick a number here in just a moment. But I want to give you an opportunity as well, because since we last talked, Delic, this Simplex has been out in the field a whole lot. So give us an update. What are people thinking about it?
Well, all the feedbacks have been great so far. We're really happy with the results. There are a lot of finds with it, and people are sharing the pictures of their finds. It's just been great, and it's still, the interest is still there. It's not like we took pre-orders and and then we couldn't ship for a while, but then thank God everything was fine, and we started shipping, and we filled the pre-orders, all the pre-orders, and then we kept on shipping. Thank God, so it's the interest is still there, and I think it's going to continue to. Because it's just one little great device, for beginners, for experts, so yeah, we're very, very happy.
And since we've talked, I had an opportunity to play with one in the field. Tim Henderson, which is a dealer with you guys as well. He had one in the field, and I had the opportunity. He brought it out, and he said, try this thing, Of course, I had already done a review just on the specifications and everything that you and I talked about, and you saw that early on. But I was amazed. I mean, I was simply amazed at what this machine will do at the price range of this machine. I mean, that's the thing. You've got a machine that is competing with machines that are 2, 3, sometimes 4 times higher than what you would give for this machine here. How in the world did you guys do this?
It's not easy. It hasn't been easy, believe me. Apart from how we did it, I just want to comment here, because I'm so glad you just said what you said, because, of course, I mean, in addition to many positive comments, which are which are more. I also see some negative comments saying that, it's being hyped up. And I've been, every chance that I got a chance, I've been saying, we're not really hyping anything up. We're simply saying that you really have, high-end performing detector with, very great features at an entry-level price. And that's what we put out there. But people just thought that, how could a $254 device can compete with a detector that costs so more? But now I'm so happy, actually, that people are holding it in their hand, using it in the fields and seeing the results, and proven what we have been saying from day one, that there is really nothing that can compare to it in terms of features a fully waterproof device with great performance at this price point. How we did it, back to that question, it hasn't been easy. I'll be very honest with you. It's been hard, but it's just we really want to give the best of the best to people at the best prices, and we'll continue on this path, hopefully.
Yeah. One question that I've had asked to me is, why did you guys select the frequency that you did for this machine? Was there a reason behind that? I mean, it works great, but is there a reasoning behind that, or is that a question that probably need to ask one of the engineers?
I mean, yeah, it's a question more to ask the engineers, probably. I mean, actually, I don't want to comment more on this because there is something more. We're working on it. That's going to be coming hopefully in the future. In terms of this frequency, why we selected it, because I mean the discussion was about mid-range frequency, anywhere between 11 to 15,
right? And
we picked 12. Why we specifically picked 12 is a question for the engineers, of course, but in terms of frequency, we're planning to maybe work on this, but I cannot really say more until I talk to my engineers and see the results. We may have maybe a surprise for the Simplex users in the future, for the current Simplex users in the future.
Okay. Yeah, didn't mean to put you on a spot. It was just a question that came up. And by the way, you can update these online, can't you?
Say that again?
I say there will be updates online for this, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We already gave updates, 2 updates. We're going to be we're working on a few more other updates. We gave 2 where, the first feature that people asked for as an update was a save feature, because we were not really saving the settings, because we thought this is a very easy to use device, and that people, didn't need to save the settings, but many people asked for it. And that was the first feature that we gave as an update, along with some other ones. And we're going to continue to work on the updates, because we're getting a lot of messages, emails, requests. So we're going to do, feedbacks, and we're going to do the best we can to give the users what they're asking for.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we've kept these people waiting long enough, haven't we, Dwight? We need to draw a number right now. Like I said, I've got 5 envelopes. I've got them numbered 1 through 5. I put the names that were drawn and the number that I gave them on the sheet or on the post, and then I folded those and I put them in an envelope. And I'm honest, I have no idea whose name is in what envelope. But I'm going to ask you, Dwight, to give me a number, and then we're going to call that number out. Now then, if your name and your number is called, you've got 3 minutes to call into the show at 270-495-0315, and I'm sure that somebody will put that in the chat for me. That is 270-495-0315. At the end of 3 minutes, if you have not called, then Dwight is going to give us another number, and while I'm talking, I'm gonna set a timer here for 3 minutes. So once I call this out, I will start that timer. So Dwight, give me a number 1 through 5.
All righty, sir. We're going to go with lucky number 4.
Lucky number 4. Get the number 4 envelope out here and open it up. And
good luck to everybody out there.
And that
good luck, everybody.
that number that was drawn, Delic, I'm getting a whole lot of noise, I think, on your end there. That number that was drawn was number 7. Billy Husak, I believe is how you say his last name. Billy, if you are here, you have got 3 minutes to call in at 270-495-0315. Or you can put it in the chat. Would rather you call in. If you win it, I'm going to make you call in anyway, whoever you are, because we certainly do want to talk to you. But the number drawn was number 7, Billy Husak, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But you've got 2 minutes and 27 seconds now to call in. But Dwight, getting back to the Simplex. What kind of places have you hunted with that, variety-wise?
Variety-wise, sir, I've actually taken it to we've done land. We did the beach first, was Miami Beach was my first maiden voyage with it. Then after that, I took it kayaking with me. And then now we just stick to my honey holes in Kissimmee.
If it ain't broke, you don't fix it. Then that's the deal.
That's right. Listen, that machine, I take it to, like I said, I take it to the places. I call them the dry spots because there shouldn't be nothing left. And I found some amazing things. I got a couple of videos that I posted when I first put it up, and we got a ton more videos. But yeah, I do a lot of land detecting. Tomorrow, I have a new permission on something of this very historical property, and I'm actually going to be heading over there to talk to the family tomorrow. I already got permission, but they want to sit down and have a talk because it is one of Kissimmee's well-known properties for one of the most well-known families that used to live there. So hopefully tomorrow I'll bring it out and she'll be able to show some more magic.
Yeah. What age is this place that you're going to? And by the way, Billy, you've got 48 seconds now to call in.
Mr. Billy, tune on in, sir.
That's
Come
right.
on.
You are going to be so mad at yourself when you listen to the archive of this and your number was called and you weren't listening live. You are going to just beat yourself up, I tell you. And, well, we're 26 seconds, so there's no need for me to try. I was just going to ask you, what age is this property that you're looking at, that you're going to be hunting?
This property is from 1893, if I am correct. 1894 or 93, sir. But Kissimmee was established in 1883. Before that, it was called Allendale, Florida, and it has a ton of history, a lot of native, a lot of slave history as well from back in the day when they were doing a lot of the lumber and turpentine. There's tons of those over here. But the properties, actually, there was lumber mills around the home. So this home is one of the double-decker homes with about 12 rooms in it. So it was a big family, one of the families that actually ran a lot of what was going on in Allendale at the time.
Oh, man, that sounds like a great thing. And y'all heard the alarm go off with a phone ringer there. So Billy, you're going to kick yourself. We got number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 5 left. Dwight, give me another number.
Let's go with number 3, sir.
Number 3. Get that envelope out.
I just saw that my little sister was watching. I want to give a shout out to a little dirt digger. How you doing? Booyah!
Yeah. And number 3 was number 115. It is Matthew Barstow. Matthew, are you in? I'm starting the timer right now. You got 2 minutes and 57 seconds now if you are in. If you are, call 270-495-0315. And our Nokta Makro is going to hook you up with a Simplex Plus. What kind of stuff are you looking to find at that spot there? Obviously, there'll be some Indian heads there, won't they?
Yeah, well, the thing is, we find a lot of Kissimmee's history itself, like the old hotels that were there, their key fobs, and a lot of just. My thing about Kissimmee is I like to find the stuff that was there. Since it was a big, popular town in its heyday, and it still is now, there's a lot of just Kissimmee's history. I mean, First Bank, they have tokens, they have family heirlooms, family relics that go back to, and when we find them, we actually find their names on these relics. I mean, this area has tons of, we find large scents, so there's just no telling what we will find, but the area that we are working is in the same area that they were actually looking for a Civil War camp. And Harry Rainey, he's part of the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. He's the one who told me about these areas back in the day. And I actually found round balls, a couple of canister shots. So we've been pretty lucky to. Oh, Mr. Matt, is he in there?
I think he is I think he's on the line. Is that you, Matthew?
Congratulations!
Yes, sir, it is.
Oh,
Congratulations!
Man.
I thought I was one number off, but I think that was from the last giveaway.
Congratulations, brother!
Yeah. How about that? What do you think about that?
I was thinking between this or the Mind Lab Vanquish, and I don't know. But
well,
I don't know.
Brother, we make the decision for you.
That's
Welcome
right.
to the Nokta Makro family.
Yeah, it looks like I'm going to be a Nokta guy.
That's right. Hey, message me. I'm going to send you something cool. All right, brother? Congratulations, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and by the way, everything with Dwight, his Facebook, the New Age Goonies Facebook, the NewAge Goonies YouTube, and all of that, it's all in the description of this video right here. But Matthew, what kind of spots you going to hit with this first? What kind of places do you hunt first of all?
Well, mainly fields and parks at the moment.
Well, this ought to work great for that then.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where are you located, Matthew?
Go ahead.
Huh?
Where are you located, Matthew?
Oh, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas.
All right. We got a nomad over there. He's probably not too close because Texas is big, so I don't know.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's huge. Plenty of places to hunt.
Darnell out there.
Yeah, Darnell is. Where does Darnell live at in Texas?
Oh, man, I can't tell you. I know that Texas is big like they always say. It's huge.
Yeah, I lived in the panhandle of Texas, and from there to Houston, which is in the southeast, was like 860 miles. So, yeah, it's a great big place. Delic, I know that you've got something that you want to say to Matthew.
Yes, Matthew.
Yes.
First off, congratulations. Okay, you're gonna get a great little machine in your hand. We really hope you like it. Welcome to the Nokta Makro family. And now that I'm thinking about it, are you a guy who would like to use wired headphones or wireless headphones?
Well, I'm used to wired headphones, but I want to try wireless headphones sometime.
Okay, because when I said we're going to give a Simplex Plus away, I never actually specified if we were going to give away the regular package or the wireless headphone package. So since you never tried, wireless headphones with the detector, I'm going to actually ship you the wireless headphone package, and I hope you really like it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
I tell you what, I'm so excited for you, Matthew. I'd love to have one of these in my hands. I mean, you're getting a great machine. You really are. And here's what I need for you to do. I need for you to, are you a member of the RELICS Radio Facebook group page?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Then go on there and just send me a message in Messenger. Send me your shipping address and everything. I will send this to Delic, and get it to her, and then she will get it out to you. Now, no guarantee that you will get this thing before Christmas, but I know that they're going to do the best that they can to get it in your hands just as quick as they can. And something else that I want you to do also, when you get that, I would like for you to take a picture of you with the machine, just in your house if you want to, or wherever. I'd like to have something out in the field where you're actually hunting or something other, maybe your first find or something like that. Send us 2 or 3 pictures and post those on the RELICS Radio Facebook group page, where everybody will know that you've had success with this machine.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, speaking of posting finds, I would like to invite everybody who's not a member yet to join our Nokta Makro official users group, Facebook group as well. There are also other Simplex groups right now formed on Facebook. So I encourage all the Simplex users or our other machines, Amphibio, Cruiser, whatever they're swinging, to really join these pages so that they can actually, because you know how these groups are, all the users are helping out each other. Once, somebody has a question, you get a lot of answers. Before I even see it and try to answer anybody, I see that the users are helping out each other. So, I encourage everybody to join these groups.
That'd be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, and like Delix said, you're going to be in a group with other people that are using the same machine, and like Dwight, I'm sure that Dwight is in that group, and then so you've got expert people there that if you have a question, they can answer it. And they'll be posting up things, I tried this, and it worked great, and I tried this, and it worked better. And if you're in this situation, you try this. That's the good thing about groups, is that you just learned so much from everybody. And they even help you ID your finds, too, and everything. I mean, it's just great to be part of it.
Yeah. But I don't want to be misunderstood. I'm not saying to discourage people from contacting us directly to ask questions. They're always, more than welcome to do so. They can contact me directly. They can send an, message to our company email address, whatever. But it's just sometimes with the amount of emails and the messages, especially that I get, and with the time difference, sometimes, they can get answers more quickly, within their time zone. But if you have any questions, Matt, feel free to contact me as well, okay?
Okay.
And congratulations again, Dwight. You got anything else you want to say to Matthew?
Matthew, congratulations, brother. And like I said, send me your information as well. I'll send you some NAG goodies. And you got a great unit in your hand, brother, and just crush it.
I will, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matthew, for calling in. And once again, congratulations. You got a good machine. And looking forward to seeing your post either on the Nokta Makro pages, or the RELICS Radio pages, or the New Age Goonie pages.
Or all.
All of them.
Or all of them. Yeah, put them on all of them. Let everybody know that you won this. And thank you so much, Delic, for doing this for us and doing this for Matthew. We really do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate once again, Lloyd, for giving me the opportunity. It's just the only thing that I complain about is the hours we're doing it. Other than that, no, I'm just kidding. Actually, I don't really mind. It's just going to be an earlier start for me, which is better actually. So thank you. I really appreciate having me on your show once again. And thank you all the listeners.
Thank you so much. And I know that we got you up early, but so far we've only done it twice this year. And so,
I was just kidding. Please, please don't. It was really a joke. I don't really mind. I'm not the type of person who likes to sleep much anyway. So,
well, I knew that it was early, and I didn't know if you were going to be able to make it or not, and that's why I told you in the message, that it's going to be about 8:45 Eastern time before we gave it away, and so that kind of put you a little bit later getting up and everything. But just thank you and thank Nokta Makro and everybody for your support and for making a good product and for listening to the metal detecting community. That's the one thing that I really appreciate about Nokta Makro is that you guys want to know what we want, what we need, what works for us, and then you're trying to implement that and continually trying to make things better and trying to keep the price down to where everybody can afford it. And I just really appreciate that, and I know everybody does.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't say it better. That's exactly what my company is about, Nokta Makro. It's all about what the people want, what the users want, and try to give them the best at, more affordable prices so we can actually grow this hobby. So we can have more newcomers. That's the whole purpose. So thank you for putting it in the, I couldn't say it better, basically. And by the way, before I forget, have a Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully 2020 will be a great year for everybody out there, for all the detectors and, for everybody who is listening. And hopefully we're going to have more and more coming in 2020 and the years after. Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for coming on with us tonight. And we'll let you go, and you may take a little power nap before you have to go into work.
Thank you. Yeah, coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Okay.
Bye-bye, guys.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Dwight.
And I may have cut her off a little bit quick. Matthew, thank you for calling in. And again, congratulations. And be sure and send out your information to me so I can get it over to Delic, okay?
Will do.
Okay. And be sure and post those pictures.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I can't wait.
All right. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow.
Good night.
That was great. That was as great as I thought it would be.
Well, that was amazing, sir. I'm so honored to be on this show and just to be doing this. Thank you so much for having us, brother. Thank you so much.
I'm going to tell you something. It was my honor. I've been wanting to get you on the show for some time, and it's a matter of scheduling and everything. And it just so happened that whenever Delix, I reached out to her and I said, you said that you wanted to give another Simplex away around Christmas or right prior to Christmas. And I said, I would love to have Dwight since he is a nomad. I said, because we've been wanting him on. And she said, yeah. Said that is great. And I think it needed to work that way. Somebody associated with the company that is a nomad, that is a metal detectorist, that knows what they're talking about. They needed to be on the show tonight whenever we gave this away. Yes, sir. And
again, sir, thank you so much. It was an honor. Thank you for everybody for tuning on in. I know that this is a show that you got to come and tune on in. So thank you guys for that. And for all of our Facebook Mag family, thank you guys for tuning on in. And guess what? This year we will be at the Florida Hunt 6. So if you folks want to come out over there, test out some units, and check us out, Florida Hunt 6 with Greg Papalo, we will be there. We will have a booth and set up for everybody to have a great old time. So, yeah, everybody, I'll see you there.
We recently had Greg on the show talking about Florida Hunt 6, and that information is there on our page and other pages for you to look at. Going to be a great event down there in Florida as well. We've got a few minutes here, Dwight. I hate to end the night too soon here, but what advice would you give? You know, we've got people that have tons of experience that are listening. I understand that. But we've got some people that are brand new to this hobby. What advice are you going to give somebody that is brand new to metal detecting?
The best advice I could give is just never give up. Every time you go out there, you're not looking for the Holy Grail. It's just an adventure. You are your own Indiana Jones. You are your own adventure person. So when you get out there, just have a lot of fun, meet some great people. Some of them will become family. And just you know, the thing about metal detecting is sometimes you go to places and you put yourself in a predicament of, oh, I'm going to go in the woods. Be careful. Every time you go somewhere, always think about where you're going and what you're doing. Make sure you're always hydrated, have enough water while you're out. And if you just feel that you don't want to swing for no more, just go ahead and go inside, because tomorrow's another day. Don't be discouraged. Get out there, dig up some history, and, you know, rise and grind. That's my motto.
Yeah.
Just get up and rise and grind. Every day is another day. We're thankful just to be up. So why not make it an adventure? And that's what I do. That's why I love rising and grinding with everybody. I love you all, man.
Hey, I just was looking at the chat here, and like I say, I'm looking at 4 screens, and it's hard for the producer to really keep up with the chat. But Tim Henderson, my buddy from down at Murfreesboro with the Dig Dogs, he said, if you'll open up another envelope, I will send out a custom ring. Now, Dwight, Tim takes silver coins and makes custom rings out, and they are absolutely beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. And he wants to give one of those away. So we've got envelopes number 1, 2, and 5. So
alrighty,
give me another number, 1, 2, or 5. Which one you want?
Alrighty, so we're going to go with lucky number 1.
Lucky number 1. Let's see who's in lucky number 1.
Thank you for doing that. That's awesome of you.
The number was 59. It was Jason Smith. Jason, are you in the chat here tonight? If you are, you can either call in to the show or you can just mention it in chat. I'm here, and that's amazing, Tim. He's in. Hey, Jason, send me your stuff, or if you want to call in, we'll call in. I mean, we got 10 more minutes of the show. Would love to talk to you for a moment, and you'll get to thank Tim in person if you want to call in. But otherwise, if you don't, well, just send me your information here. Or if you know Tim, and if you're friends with him, you can just send it to Tim Henderson, and he will. He says, "Congratulations, Jason." He will take care of that, and I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love these rings. Hey Dwight, they kid me about being the old man, and Tim makes rings, and he will say, "What is your birth year?" You know, and I'll make a ring for you. And so he said, something other said, "You want me to make a birth ring for you?" And I said, "I'd love that, Tim, but I said, I'd hate to see you mess up a perfectly good real." But he did make me one. Hey, Jason Smith is on the line. What's going on, Jason?
Hey, boy, how are you?
I'm doing great. And you've won this ring here. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm not 100% sure that it's me that won, because I think my number was 74, Lois. There's another Jason Smith. I think that might be his number.
Ooh. Well.
Oh.
I don't know.
Thank you for your honesty, sir.
You're the Jason.
If I remember correctly, my number was 74.
I tell you what, I can go and check it. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give you a ring anyway, because you are the one that called in, and you think your number was 74. There is a 74 and there is a 59. Hey. there wasn't another Jason Smith called in, so tell you what, we're just going to do it that way, and we got 2 more envelopes. I didn't realize that there were 2 that were together there, so must have been another Jason Smith. Either that or maybe I made a mistake and duplicated you and put you in twice, gave you 2 numbers. Either way, I mean, that's a possibility. But either way, you're going to get a ring right here.
Congratulations, Jason.
Thank you, Dwight. Man, I can't wait to meet you at Florida Hunt 6.
Oh, you're going to be there, brother.
I am.
All righty. We'll definitely see each other then, sir.
Man, I am.
And Tim asked, are both of them in the chat? No, they're not. And I tell you what I think that I probably did. I think I probably made a mistake and just duplicated Jason in there with 2 numbers. So we probably just had 200 people. So my bad, but we worked it out. So I made an executive decision here that you are Jason Smith and you called in, so that's good enough for me.
All right. Congratulations, Jason, and we'll see each other at the Florida Hunt 6. It's going to be a great time for sure, buddy.
All right, man. I'm floored. I appreciate it, guys.
And we've got one more call in. Let me see who we got on the line here.
Hi, Lloyd. This is the other Jason Smith.
Okay. The other Jason Smith. Okay. Then I didn't make a mistake. Okay. You're going to get a ring too, because Tim will make one for both of you. And Tim, if there's any problem with that, I'll pay you for that other ring. You see the mess you get into whenever you go and messing with a redneck.
There's only a few Jason Smiths out there. We've run into each other before, I think.
Okay. And real quick, we got Tim Henderson on the line. What's going on, Tim?
I got a knack of making things confusing, don't I?
This wasn't your fault. This was my fault, and I didn't.
Well, we're gonna send them both a ring then.
Oh, great!
Congratulations, everybody.
That way, there's no hard feelings.
Okay. So we now everybody else is going to say, well, you didn't draw the other Jason Smith, and he got so. This is live radio, guys. I mean, everything in the world can happen. I wish I was like Oprah. Simplex is for everybody, but I can't do that.
It's Christmas, so we can't take one away from the Jason Smith that called in first. So
no, and I think
it's not going to be before Christmas, so Santa's helpers are too busy right now.
I imagine so.
Yep.
But anyway, I appreciate it, Tim. You're a great guy, and appreciate you doing this and volunteering. And I just happened to look over there and see that in the chat, so I'm glad that I did.
No worries.
We could have closed the show out and not even realize that. But I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate both Jason Smiths calling in. And
hey,
yeah.
While we're at it, I always like threes. So I see little dirt diggers on here. She says, my name's Jason Smith, so get her to send you her ring size. We're going to fix her up, too.
Will the real Jason Smith please stand up? Little dirt digger, if you will send me your information, you just touched the heart of old Tim right here. Now everybody's going to put in the chat, I'm Jason Smith.
Booyah, little sister.
Yeah, and Dwight's done a shout out to her. I tell you what, I've had the opportunity to be with her at 2 or 3 shows. Love her to death. Absolutely love her to death. Love her passion. and Gordon,
everybody's Jason Smith.
Yeah, now. Gordon says, "My name is Jason Smith."
I'm definitely Jason Smith.
And next
week we started a thing.
Yeah, and next week, guys, on the show, we're going to have as a guest Jason Smith. Oh, hey, thanks for the call, Tim. Thanks for giving out the rings. Thanks to both Jasons for calling in. I need to get back to Dwight here, and we need to close this show out, okay?
Merry Christmas,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yes.
And
Merry Christmas, all you.
I'm coming down your way tomorrow, Tim, if you're still listening, coming down there. And Jason, appreciate you calling in, and congratulations on winning the ring. And sorry you didn't win the Simplex, but, you know, that's just the way it goes.
Yep. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody.
You too. And but anyway, Dwight, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Really do appreciate it. You are a great ambassador for Nokta Makro. It was a great selection for them to pick you.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you again to RELICS Radio for having us. Again, guys, love metal detecting, love what you do, and just make it an adventure. That's all it's about. Have a blessed evening. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and Happy New Year.
And Christopher, if he's still over there, I'm going to be reaching out to you. We're going to have you on sometime in February, and looking forward to that. We got so much to talk about with you as well. Yeah.
Look very forward to that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And appreciate it, as I said there tonight, Dwight. And we appreciate Delic. I imagine her coming on right here at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That was just awesome, wasn't it?
She's amazing. That's why I was so excited just to hear her voice. We had such a great time at DEMA that I kind of miss her. I'm like, you need to come back to Florida already.
Yeah. And somebody asked, are we doing a show next week? Yes, December the 26th. We're going to have Derek Asklar and Craig Talley from Hardcore Metal Detecting. They are going to be our guest. I reached out to them, and they're going to be our guest, so we'll be there then. Thank you, Dwight. Hold on for just a minute. I'll close the show out, and I'll say my goodbyes to you off the air. Appreciate it, guys, and be sure and tune in next Thursday night. That's December the 26th. As I said, Derek Asklar and Craig Talley from Hardcore Metal Detecting will be our guest. See you then. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on RELICS Radio. We really do appreciate it. Be sure and join us live every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern here on Spreaker, or you can catch the archive show at RELICS Radio on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and many other podcast outlets. RELICS Radio is also syndicated on the Cutting Edge Radio Network and is broadcast around the world. Please take a minute and hit the like button, and be sure and follow us so you'll get notifications of all of our upcoming broadcasts. You can also find us on YouTube at Diggin' with 7 or Tennessee Jeff, or you can check us out on our RELICS Radio Facebook group page or Adventures in History on Facebook. If you'd like to get in touch with us, then send an email to relicsradio@outlook.com. We'd love to hear from you. We hope that you'll join us next Thursday night. And until then, get out there and dig some history.